Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Ace back with yet another Madden 20 online head-to-head alphabet gameplay for you guys today. We have the Seattle Seahawks, and we just so happened to get paired up with another player who was also using the Seahawks, so you guys get the benefits. You know, it's the best of both worlds here. Straight Seahawks gameplay from both ends, offense and defense. You get to see it the entire gameplay, so that's pretty cool. I never really looked at it that way until now, especially because it's really rare that you get matched up against the same team. So that's really cool. But other than that, guys, let's get right into today's video. The Seahawks, great team, great team on offense and defense. I mean, and to think that they are even able to add more pieces to their team is just insane. We're going to go over a couple of moves that they've made already at the start right here, kind of get my input on them, because honestly, they made some pretty noteworthy pickups so far. They lost a couple of players, but then gained some players back so far in free agency. Kind of just switching up the team, but we're going to talk about the more less notable signings, and then we'll get into the bigger ones and big news. So they have added so far B.J. Finney, center, Cedric Ogbui, offensive tackle, Brandon Shell, offensive tackle, Chance Warmack, offensive line, Benson Mayowa, that's how you say that name, defensive end, and lastly, Philip Dorsett, wide receiver, coming over from the New England Patriots. And those signings right there, I mean, it's crazy because they lost three players who actually signed somewhere else already in free agency. George Font, Jermaine Ifedi, and Quentin Jefferson. Two offensive tackles and the defensive end, and they went out and they already replaced him and basically added more. You know, two more offensive linemen for depth, or if Chance Warmack's going to have a chance to start on the O-line. And they went out and they even got another wide receiver to an already amazing wide receiver core. And that wide receiver core has DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and now it has Philip Dorsett as wide receiver number 3. And that offense is just deadly. Russell Wilson is going to win an MVP sooner or later. That's just my opinion. He's definitely not done with his successful run in the NFL. He's going to keep it going for a while. The only thing that is, you could note for the Seattle Seahawks is, it's a little weird, man. Their run game, everybody thinks that their run game is going to be okay every year, but I don't know, man. I was using them in this game, and they were okay. I mean, Chris Carson is the lead back for the team, and then you have Travis Homer and I believe Rashad Penny, who is, all three of them were hurt at one point or the other this year, so it's very unfortunate. So maybe that's why we didn't see the run game pop off as much this year. But like I said, guys, like with the series, the Seahawks, I don't watch a lot of Seahawks games. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So you guys let me know, Seahawks fans, how do you think the run game is, or how do you think it will be going down the road? Do you guys need another running back, or maybe do you need more offensive linemen? Which seems to be the case, to be honest, with the moves that they've been making so far. So other than that, let's get into the bigger signings, or should I say bigger news. And we're going to start with the signing right here. We're going to keep the theme of offense and talk about the signing of tight end Greg Olsen, who comes over from the Carolina Panthers and has been with the Panthers since his career started. Longtime Panther tight end, very reliable. He probably one of the better tight ends of all time. He will probably go into the Hall of Fame, if I'm being honest. He's definitely, of course there's a lot of other tight ends over him, but Greg Olsen's impact on the game of football has been amazing on and off the field. If you guys don't know, Greg Olsen is in a lot of off the field things. He is really supportive of any community that he goes to. So Seattle is getting a great guy in Greg Olsen, and he's going to be very reliable down the road. Last year he battled some injury, and Ron Rivera is currently not the head coach of the Panthers anymore. So I believe that's the only reason why they got rid of him. The new coach, Matt Rule, he just kind of like clean house all these former players like Cam Newton who is also a free agent now, longtime Carolina Panthers quarterback. It's a little weird to see, but that's it for the topic of offense. Like I said, that offense is going to pop off. I think Russell Wilson has a shot to win an MVP in a year or two, possibly even this year, but there's so much talent in the NFL nowadays, you just never know. But let's get into the defense. Two major news stories coming out of Seattle. The first one is a trade that they've made. Quinton Dunbar, who they got for dirt cheap, in my opinion, in that trade. Redskins fans, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, Quinton Dunbar, he's been pretty decent, and he was kind of talking trash a little bit after they traded him, and it's kind of just weird to see somebody like him go to Seattle. But hey, he's a great player, and he's in a great position now. That secondary, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. The Seahawks are definitely my pick for the underdog for the Super Bowl next year. This team is stacked. They're ready to play. And the next guy that we are going to talk about can even make their chances better. And that is, of course, Jadeveon Clowney. If he does come back and re-sign, that is just the icing on the cake for the Seahawks. I mean, they are just looking great, man. And Jadeveon Clowney, I just can't see why you would want to leave, man. I mean, that roster is stacked, and if Clowney comes back, that defense just gets even scarier. And we saw it last year with Clowney on that defense, how scary that defense was with the pass rush and whatnot. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't know, man. I don't know why Clowney's taking so long. I guess he wants more money. There's been reports where he wanted originally $20 million or something like that at the start of free agency. It was $20 million a year, and he ended up actually changing that amount recently. More recently in the news, it was brought down to 18 or 18.5 mil. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not teams are going to give up that kind of money for him. I do believe Seattle does have enough cap space to give him a contract around that number, even if it's 17.5 mil. If I was Clowney, I would still take that money. I mean, you have a chance to go and win a Super Bowl, and I'm going to be honest, and I don't mean to piss off any Texans fans, but he was not doing that in Houston, especially what Houston has been doing. I mean, with these trades, another thing today that they made another trade for Brandon Cooks, so it's a little weird. They gave up DeAndre Hopkins to get David Johnson and Brandon Cooks, but that's not the topic for today. Maybe we'll touch on that in another video. Maybe we'll revisit some of these teams if any major moves are made. I still don't know what I'm going to do at the end of the series. I do know top 10 plays are going to be coming out. There are some crazy plays we have made during the series, and the top 10 plays, I don't think I'm going to do any commentary over it, because honestly these videos are about commentary, and the top 10 plays, I want you guys to focus on what actually happened during the game, because I know I cut up the gameplay a lot during these, but there are some nasty plays that I make in these gameplays, and I it's crazy. I mean, you saw, if you paid attention earlier in the video, I highly recommend to go back and watch the Tyler Lockett catch in the first quarter, first drive. But that's all I got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you guys are feeling. And, of course, subscribe. And it's your boy Ace. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.